got a lot of road trip songs. Anyone that does this for a living does. I was trying to think of when I wasn't on the road, when I was choosing to be there on purpose, like without music involved. It's my first road trip. Do you remember yours? 17, 18 years old. Do you remember that? Remember the girl or the guy sitting next to you? You were the beautiful version of you, right? You pull on the highway and suddenly you understood it because you had electricity running up your spine. Your parents weren't there guiding the destination choices. Lots of friends in the audience tonight. This is bizarre. It's weird to recognize people. We finally understood what the word freeway meant. Right? Mine was in a Ford Pinto. 1976 Ford Pinto, 125,000 miles, a hand-me-down from my sister. I picked it up in Minneapolis, went down to Denver, up to Chicago, down to St. Louis, across to DC, then up to Boston where I was going to school. It was like every day it was about the new adventure. It wasn't where I was. I could be on the lip of the Grand Canyon and be thinking about where tomorrow was going to be. And the car sucked. I wasn't old enough to drink. But it was an adventure, you know? I was deep into listening to the Beatles on cassette. Somewhere around St. Louis, the right speaker went out, so it was just George and Ringo for 1,000 miles! And it was still fucking awesome! This song is about that road trip. It's called Chasing You. Let's shoot out the satellites. We're throwing wishes in the twilight. Time we're raging, blazing a case, and you're raising a bottle to the night. You said every dream that could cross our lips lies just beyond our fingertips, and I got some eyelids slip by through my fingers time. Oh, we both lost track. The time was no more, and you can't look back when you're chasing me. Tree on fire, blazing in the moonlight, and you are right. I'm alive, I'm wide awake. The highway rises, turns and falls like an old waterfall. Come jumping. Water was cool, your words held promises of love. Refugees on the Mississippi. Oh, we are runaways at the Golden Gate. But she's singing beauty. Oh, little Miss Satellite, you'll never be captured like a box guy. You'll never be held down by a small town, watching this world spin circles in the night. You said a woman in motion stays in motion, can't be stopped. playing a fairly new guitar. I call it Guinness. I thought about calling it Georgia O'Keeffe. It's like the wave going across. The story of this guitar, it's like a love affair, you know, these instruments. You want to find an instrument that you have throughout your life, you know, something that you can just live with on the road. And this one has a beautiful history. But it took finding and losing another guitar for me to find this one. Sort of like the person that you're with right now at the table, that person that you're in love with. There was another person that came before that person. It was a stepping stone mistake to the person that you're with now. I play at this place in Los Angeles. It's called McCabe's. It's one of the best little folk clubs in the country. It's also one of the best guitar stores in the country. And then about 5 or 6 years ago, I walk in, and there's this little Martin parlor guitar, just an absolutely gorgeous guitar, just shimmering like a princess in the glass. And as soon as I saw it, my knees buckled. I asked them to take it out of the case for me. And they did, and it sounded as beautiful as it looked. And there was a price tag on it. And I turned it around, and there was a comma in it. $7,000. It wasn't even like a musician's guitar, it was more of a dentist's guitar. I was flooded with disappointment, but I said, you know, I can't afford to buy it, but could I play it at the show tonight? Maybe I could sell it for you even tonight by just showing it off to the people in the crowd. They said, sure. So I called out for the guitar, and 3 guys brought it in on their shoulders like this. I took it from the crowd, went nuts for it, of course, and I played one song on it, and then they came and out it went. And that night I left a little brokenhearted, because I knew I couldn't buy it. And I forgot about it. I just finally forgot about it, and I came back for my show the following year. It was still in a glass case. And I played 3 or 4 songs on it that night. Went home brokenhearted again. And the 3rd year I came back, it was still in glass cases, like we were dating at that point. I played it all day long. I played it at the show. The crowd went nuts for it. And at the end of the night, I took out a credit card and I was going to lay $2,000 down on it. And just put it on a layaway. If it took me 4 years to pay off, so be it. I was in love with the guitar and I couldn't help myself. And a friend of mine was there and he snatched it from my hands, the credit card. He said, you know, you could buy 8 guitars that were pretty great with that amount of money. You realize you're not going to travel with that. You're not going to put that on United Airlines. You're not even going to let people touch it. You're not even going to want to touch it yourself. It's just going to be a piece of art, and you're crazy. And, you know, he had a point, and I listened, and I soaked it in, and I said, I'm going home for a couple weeks and coming back to Los Angeles, so I'm going to think about it. And when I got home, I decided, you know, I do this almost every other night of my life. I'm on stage 150 to 200 times a year somewhere. And you really want a partner on stage with you. If you're going to be Fred Astaire, you want Ginger Rogers to dance with you. You want that perfect marriage of soul and technique and sound. And that guitar was Ginger Rogers. So I flew back to Los Angeles and I got the rent car, drove immediately to McCabe's, ran inside, ran up to the glass case, and it was gone. Neil Young had bought it. I didn't know he was a dentist as well. But I felt my knees buckle when I saw the empty glass case, and I could see my reflection in the glass, and it looked a little bit like this. And I said, look at you. You're a complete idiot. You couldn't afford the guitar in the first place. We did you a favor. You already have 13 guitars. You don't need another one. So I decided right then and there that I'd never let another guitar hurt me. And about a year later, I'm playing in Oklahoma, another guitar store, really beautiful guitar store, one of the biggest distributors of guitars in the Midwest, and they have concerts, and they invited me in to play. And I got there a little early, and I'm friends with the owner. He comes running out, and he said, "Ellis, I'm so glad you're here early. Listen, we just got a guitar in this morning." And the second I opened up the case, I thought, this is Ellis Paul's guitar. It's got an enormous strum, just goes on and on and on. It's gorgeous. You gotta come in here and take a look at it. And I said, "Bobby, I'm not studying guitars anymore." But he pulled me in, and Guinness was hanging on the wall, and obviously it's a beautiful guitar. This is Coca-Cola Rosewood from Peru. And the blonde that you're seeing in it is where the sapline has come and washed through the browns. This is all one piece of wood. It's got 3 horses running up the neck here, and 3 tones of inlay, beautiful abalone around the circumference of the guitar. It's got this very sharp cutaway. I never even play up here, but sometimes I just do this. Because it feels good. I fell in love with it immediately. And I said, "Could I play it during the show?" And he said, "Sure, just call us out for it." And he hadn't put a price on it yet. And I was up on stage playing it. They brought it out kind of the same way with 3 guys on their shoulders. And I'm up there playing, and I'm like, this has got to be an expensive guitar, right? And then I see this little sticker that Taylor had put on the back of the headstock, and I brought it closer to my face as I was playing. And there was a comment in it. It's $9,000. More of an orthodontist guitar. And I could feel all that frustration come into my bloodstream, and I was upset with Bob for setting me up with this blind date that was beyond me in every single way. And I got upset. How on earth are you selling a $9,000 guitar in El Reno, Oklahoma, in the middle of Oklahoma, where tornadoes go through Main Street and cars? And he said, "You're right, Ellis, we don't get a lot of traffic in here, but the traffic we do get is pointed traffic. These are people who are looking for a particular model of guitar. They find it online. It might be a guitar from the 1860s or one of the guitars the Eagles played. We have those guitars here. So, people come up from Kansas, down from Kansas, up from Texas, Canada, New York, New Jersey, DC, California. That tour buses coming in all the time. In fact, Neil Young is coming in next week." That's why I have a guitar. And the best part of the story is that he gave it to me for a wholesale price. So this was only a few $1,000s for me, which is a great testament to what a beautiful guy he is. We're going to do a crowd participation number here. You ready for this? This is a tribute to late great Johnny Cash. It's called "Kick Out the Lights." And the trick to the sing-along part is not to sing, it's more to shout than to sing. This is not about beauty, it's just about volume. Alright? Let me teach you your part. Kick out the lights! Try that one for me. 1, 2. Kick out the lights! A little louder. 1, 2. Kick out the lights! Bring this note up a little bit. Kick out the lights! Now it's just the women in between these. Kick out the lights, Johnny Cash, Johnny Cash, Johnny Cash. Kick out the lights, Johnny Cash, Johnny Cash, Johnny Cash. Kick out the lights, Johnny Cash, Even your mom was good cooking, how you can't break even. Your pickup truck or all your girlfriend's cheap, it's alright if you like. Or you can sing the ring of fire and how God cut you down. About cocaine, freight trains, Sunday morning coming down. I saw a man in Reno that painted the town. Well, damn right, if they kicking off the lights, kick off the lights.
Johnny Cash, Johnny Cash, Johnny Cash.
Kick off the lights.
Johnny Cash, Johnny Cash, Johnny Cash.
Kick off the lights.
Johnny Cash, Johnny Cash, Johnny Cash.
Kick off the lights.
Johnny Cash, Johnny Cash, Johnny Cash.
Kick off the lights. Fly and a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning, I'd hammer in the evening, all over this land. I'd hammer out danger, I'd hammer out warning, I'd hammer out love between my brothers and sisters all over this land. Sonia, do you know this? Come on up. Sonia, everybody. Or you can play if you want, but that's the Ellis guitar. You can't touch mine. Yeah, go ahead, pull it down. If I hit it out. Start us off. If I
had a gun, ring it in the morning, and ring it in the evening, all over this land. I'd ring out danger, I'd ring out justice, I'd ring out marriage equality, all over this land.
beautiful. Sonia, everybody. We're not married. I can't even. There's so many things that just flew into my mind. If I had a song, I'd sing it in the morning, I'd sing it in the evening, all over this land. I'd sing out danger, I'd sing out warning, I'd sing out love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. I've got a hammer, I've got a bell, I've got a song to sing, all over this land. It's a hammer of justice, it's a bell of freedom, it's a song of love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. to a couple more songs here for you guys. I'm so thrilled to be here with Danny. He's been one of my great friends for ages. One of my favorite songwriters, one of my favorite singers, and this is Maria's Beautiful Mess. I don't travel with a band. I usually travel alone or with one or two guys because it's hard to be in a band. It's hard to manage personalities. You got to bring bail money for the drummer. I had to teach my hands how to do all the band's parts. So you're hearing the drum right now, right? It's a snare and a kick. Imagine the money I'm saving. No, I kicked in the bass. Now we're doing the guitar. The guitarist is fired. Index fingers, take it right off. Lead singer. She fell to my chest, the grace of an actress, it falling like a thief from a room. She's asking for proof. Are you staying outside you hellish bells? Welcome to Maria's beautiful mess. In a cluttered apartment on the west side, she pulls the blinds wide. You watch how her trust falls round her, and the world slows a clock, shows a wrinkle in the flow of time. She steps close, eyes closed, stop open like a bottle of wine, and she love like a spurs that she's never been hurt. Just like nobody's watching. Is this love? Is this cause? Feels like the first time falling. Nobody's watching. Nobody's watching. Oh, nobody's watching. Puts on some music. She asked you to choose it. You sang her back a Gershwin line. Now Ellis singing holy, soulfully, bringing up better times. And beneath that swoon soul, she's smiling on an unmade bed. She says, what's in the middle that scares you? Does it get in here? Take a moment and just slow down. true story about a house fire. Well, it's true except for the fire part. That never happened. But it's about a real house, a house that I own on the coast of Maine. The house was built in 1776, a beautiful place. And because it was that kind of patriotic purchase, that was one of the reasons I fell in love with it. The babies were coming into my life, and the house was just dangerous for kids. It had lead paint issues, and the staircase was really dangerous. And occasionally, it snowed inside. But I was in love with the place. Outside of my guitar was the only thing that I've ever been in love with that wasn't a human being. It just had style and grace, and was built beautifully, and had history and mystery. So I thought if I burned it down in a song, I'd feel better. Some people burn stage, I just burn buildings down in songs. And it's legal to do that, there's no harm in it, there's no insurance problems or police issues. People do it all the time. People kill people in songs. Bob Marley did it to the sheriff. But not the deputy. Oh, that night the walls were speaking. Pipes inside them creaking told a secret that was rising in the halls. And you lay beside me sleeping with the dreams that you were keeping. Smoke was in the still outside the walls. We had moved in just